Guys, welcome back to the channel. I got the bus parked where it resides for the summer. Everything's set up. I got the bump outs out and everything, so we're ready to go on the house. And let me turn over to that. And I already had the drywall guy out yesterday, gave me an estimate, and it's within our price range, so we're going to start with this drywall guy. Hopefully maybe even as soon as next week. Today I'm going to work in there, and there's a couple of windows, mainly along the north and the east side, that we've seen when heavy rain comes in. We get a little bit of dripping onto our floor down there. So I'm going to take back off some of the drywall and check the insulation in there, and then start cleaning up. There's a lot of stuff that we left. Some old cut pieces of drywall that I got to get out of there, get those guys some room. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is our house in Wyoming. A little bit different build than what we're going to do in Tennessee. We have a cathedral ceiling in the great room here, followed by, at the end of the room, a loft that'll get a staircase, put a winding staircase in this corner, TV hung on that wall, and then a hallway. First opening on your right is the pantry, second is the bathroom, and straight back in the sunny bedroom there where the morning sun comes in. So that's what we got here in Tennessee, or here in Wyoming. Already still have Tennessee on my mind. And just so you think, wow, these guys are dreaming that they'll live in here, we already have a TV set in here, thanks to our neighbors, or our friends. They got a new TV, and they decided there wasn't really anything really wrong with this TV, and they offered it to us, so we'll take them up on it, and that'll go up there. So okay, first order of business, that window right there, this window, just a little bit. We get a little bit of water right here coming out from underneath the drywall, and right there coming underneath the drywall. And then back in the bedroom, we get a little on the floor right down to the left side on that window, and also in that window, which you can clearly see even a stain there on the floor. So this is the first one. I'm going to back off this drywall and just see what the insulation looks like, see if there's any water damage or anything. So that'll be my first order of business right there. All right, guys, I took the drywall off. As you can see underneath the window, we're getting a little bit of puddle. You can see actually a stain here, right there, but it doesn't seem to be coming down from here. What I'm thinking is somehow it's getting in the crevice in the window, maybe on the outside with, we don't have the siding, like, you know, I've pointed out a couple of times yet, but I don't think it's is that bad, because all this insulation along here is all dry. So if we had a lot of water coming in, I think going over with some caulk on the outside, and then also the siding, then the trim around the windows, all that'll be caulked, heavily caulked in, and I think it'll do a decent job. This window over here was also leaking last year, but that doesn't, I don't see any signs there of any water. And our friends who came in about a few weeks ago to point out that there was some water here on the floor, there wasn't anything over there either. So that's pretty cool. So, and then, like I said, this is gonna have a porch out here this year. See, there's my footings for the porch. I'm looking through the window, and can't wait to sit out there and see those views. as we sit on the porch. And these were the two other spots right here under that window, and there's a window over here in the bedroom. They're both finding the same thing. In fact, this one is definitely, you can see the water coming from under the bottom plate of the wall. So the 2x4 that sits along the bottom of the floor that frames this whole wall, that you can tell is where the water's coming in from. So again, that tells me it's on the outside, I think, and infiltrating somewhere in there. And I think it'll help once we get the siding on. And I also saw some runs down underneath this window, like water is dripping in. This Tyvek is 2 years old now, so it's been up a while. They usually suggest within a year of siding. We just couldn't get to it last year, so definitely that's on our list this year. So I'm going to put the siding back. Also, I'm cleaning out all the drywall and debris that was accumulated last year. All these pieces of drywall that we didn't use and so on, just to get ready for when the drywall guy comes next week. That's what I'm working on right now. So what you saw me doing there just now is removing all the little scraps of drywall that we acquired over all the the last month when we were here and drywalled this. So you've got tons of little scraps. Some we're keeping for patches, different things, water damage over the years or something like that. I'm also keeping some in here because the guys who are going to do the drywall are going to finish the rest of this wall. I got to insulate it for them, but then they're going to finish it. And it's just that corner to that window there. See, we did up to that window. So from there all the way to right behind this the door here too. So they're going to finish that up. So I'm trying to keep, we got about 9 or 10 sheets here. I got some good scrap pieces that they might be able to plug in. Because don't forget, you got cabinets, kitchen cabinets, backsplash tile. Nobody ever sees this drywall. So I want that to be as much scrap drywall as we can get. These big sheets, I'd like a couple for the pantry. Is not going to be ready for them to drywall. We have all our electric going in, and I got to wire all that into the, so there is, it looks like spaghetti in that room right now coming down the one wall. So we just said, let's keep that off limits. We'll do that on our own. It's only a pantry. It's all going to be shelves and canned goods and stuff. Nobody's ever going to see it. So we can finish that at some other later point. But I'd like to use some of these full sheets that I still have for that. So I'm just trying to manage what they'll use and what we can still use and just keep it in here for now. The rest will go in the barn, little scraps and stuff. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, so I just moved, there's 9 sheets of drywall, I think 10 maybe. Move them, I'm gonna move them over here. But I just remembered right under that window, I gotta get some insulation in there. And that way the drywall guys will have this drywall over here and not in their way where it was in this corner for when they drywall. So I grabbed some insulation out there on the back porch and I'll start that right now. That way I can finish moving this drywall over. Neighbor's horses got out. Every once in a while they do, and they come by and want to corral them. So he's doing that right now and chasing them with his 4x4, trying to get him out our gate down there at the end of the driveway. Looks like he's going to eventually get him out that gate. So they're next door at the outfitters. And whenever we get here, they have about 50 horses in their corral, but they don't stay very long. They go up into the Tetons and stuff for outfitting for the summer months in horseback riding, that sort of thing. It's got to be tough to try to get them 3 horses that don't know that right down there is the gate that they can get out and around, but they just don't get it. And there they go, right out the gate. And he's got one straying the wrong way. They're supposed to go to the left. So let's see how he gets that one to get going on. There he goes. All right. Finishing up the insulation. Got everything pretty much cleared out of here, and got a couple more little sections to do over here, and I'll be done with that. And then these guys, like I said, are going to finish up this drywall for us, and got to get a couple more tools out at the end of the day. But yeah, things are moving along, so all right. One of the big things, I'm going to get this thing out of here. It's our drywall lift. We used it. I doubt whether they'll need it. They said they have everything that they need. All right, guys, day 1 of drywall. Unfortunately, I'm at work, so I can't catch them doing their craft, but it looks so good already. And today they're coming back to do the first layer of corner beads and covering up all the screw holes. Yesterday was just taping and mudding all the seams, as you can see. But it looks so much better, even just that in here. So All right, day 2 will be here. All right, guys, just got home. Let's see what the drywall guys got to today. Just saw them leave as I was coming up. So today was day 3, I guess, here. Looks pretty good. All right, guys, we showed you the drywall last night when I got home. I think I'm going to end the video here. I thought they may be back today to finish it, but they're not going to come back till Monday. So I got some other things planned for the next video, and I'll just incorporate that in. Shannon did pick out the finish that she wants. There's 3 finishes on the wall. I think I'll leave it as a surprise, and we'll see how it comes out on Monday. And I think maybe even Shannon, I just talked to her on the phone, and she's already a day ahead. They didn't need her at the hospital, so they let her go a day early, and she got right on the road. So I think she'll be here actually on Monday when they're here, and hopefully it'll work out exactly to her liking on the wall texture for the house. So looking forward to that on the next video, but stay tuned. And it's just the beginning. I'm going to start finishing up the plumbing. Well guy hopefully will be here next week also, so we're getting to it. All right, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one.